The news stream is starting to look strange to me. I'm wondering if the gloves are coming off. Let's look at this. Piers Morgan rages at Prince Harry for selling his soul to Netflix despite the Crown's unfair plots. Harry is not Netflix. Netflix doesn't work for Harry. Harry works for Netflix. There's also Meghan. They're not talking about Meghan. They're only talking about Harry. Piers Morgan rages at Harry, not at Meghan. Okay. It looks like a PR war. Let's look at this quote. Piers Morgan has blasted Harry, asking in his Mail Online column, quote, "How can hypocrite Harry complain about how the press treated his mother, but sell his soul for millions to Netflix sharks who've portrayed Diana as a shallow, vomiting lunatic, bulimia, and Charles, his father, as a bullying, bed-hopping monster." So Diana is a bulimic, and Charles is a a philanderer, and they're just really attacking Harry. They're not attacking Meghan. Now, Harry in the cards is very clearly aligned with Meghan, and he's on board. And he also looks like he's trying to, garner sympathy from the public that the palace is being cruel to him because they didn't let him lay a wreath on Remembrance Day. Uh, it's I wonder if the gloves are coming off. You know, Here's another. Meghan Markle and Harry won't have a problem with royals looking dysfunctional in the crown, expert says. That's kind of mean spirited. They're basically saying Meghan and Harry are mean spirited and they don't care if what's in the crown is just lies, even. And here's another one. Meghan Meghan Markle had help writing private letter to her father from palace aides, court documents claim. Well, in a normal court case, there would be discovery. And through the discovery process, they may be able to get internal emails, internal palace emails. But this is the palace. And I don't think they can get that. So where did they get this information? Now, if Palisades did help Meghan, because there's a whole lot of people around her, they're like corporations. Okay, Meghan has all kinds of people to help her write speeches and to make appointments, and it actually makes sense that uh, there would be others helping her write this. But it really sounds like Meghan. Meghan also doesn't listen to anybody, and I have trouble believing that they would be able to prove that to be able to prove this that anyone helped Meghan, because I don't think they could subpoena those internal emails, and I don't see anyone in the palace leaking and calling the press and saying, "Oh yeah, I helped Meghan Markle write that letter," because they would immediately be fired and blacklisted. Okay, and I worked in government, and a lot of the stuff that we had was secret. Okay, it doesn't matter if there's a court case, you couldn't subpoena it. They would just claim national security because I had security clearances. You can't give this out because of security clearances, and the courts can't get to it. So I guarantee you the palace is the same, and they won't have to release this stuff. So what this is looking like, it's looking like the palace is taking the gloves off and going full on against just Harry, not even against Meghan. They're going on the attack against Harry because they've just had enough. And that's what this is starting to look like. Good day, YouTubers. Welcome back to my channel. Time for a spot of royalty. This is beginning to look like a war now between the royal family and Harry and Meghan. Okay, the Queen is clearly not happy. For some reason, they're not attacking Meghan. Okay, Meghan is like an angel, but all Meghan does is attack the royal family. They're attacking Harry. Okay, Harry wanted to lay a wreath on Remembrance Day, and they rejected that. And Harry came out and very angrily wanted to make the royals look bad, and that really backfired. Okay, but I think that was Meghan's idea. Meghan is an angel. Okay, finding freedom. Finding Freedom makes everyone look bad, especially Finding Freedom really went after William as the bad guy, and that was a new thing. They didn't go after Kate. It was all William's fault. But this was all Meghan, and it even made Harry look like a villain. Okay, this most recent picture, and it came out, it didn't print well, but this is 12 years old. I mean, this is really dirty pool. Where did Meghan's PR team dig up this 12-year-old photo of William dancing with another girl on the night before his marriage to Kate? And we all know that he married Kate. Okay, that's like Christine Blasey Ford accusing Brett Kavanaugh of crimes 40 years prior. Nobody remembers that party. Nobody confirmed anything. Everybody simply denies everything. It's just so dirty. It's just really disturbing. It's dirty pool. It's dirty pool. And now I'm it's starting to look to me like The Crown is now playing that same game. Okay, I really wonder, because it's constant attacks. It's a never-ending attack by Meghan, and she's got Harry on her side. Whether you believe that he's, drinking or drugging or sleeping or however she's controlling him, she's got him on her side, and he's even lashing out. Like, oh, this is so unfair that you wouldn't let me lay a wreath on Remembrance Day. Okay, question one. Is the palace trying to turn public opinion against Harry and Meghan in a PR war? Because it actually looks like the palace is now going to play that ugly game. It's getting ugly now. Okay, are they at war? Is this like a palace? Is the palace, like at war? Wow. Okay, so has the palace declared war? Well, 10 spades is the worst outcome. Okay, they're just looking at this and they're like, this is really bad. Okay, and they're going after Harry. They're not going after Meghan. On the mind is woman, Meghan. This connection is a disaster. 13, 4 hearts. So having Meghan in the royal family is a disaster. And if Harry's going to stick with Meghan, they have to get Harry out too. Okay, it's just like the Wallace-Simpson affair. It's Edward and the Wallace-Simpson affair. They completely cut Edward off, and he ended up, instead of being a king, he ended up just dusting the mantle and taking the dogs for a short walk. And that's how he lived his life, instead of being a king. You idiot. Okay, Edward, you idiot. So they're just realizing this looks like a scorched earth policy. Harry and Meghan are connected and to the royal family. 4 hearts. This adds 4 hearts. And it's a disaster. And they're now reacting to the woman. They want to separate them. And the key is, it's just all negative. It's all negative all the time. It's a bad relationship. Incubus succubus is pure selfishness. Meghan and Harry are now using the royal family, Meghan especially, is using the royal family name to become famous, and everything she does hurts the royal family and hurts Harry. It's a conflict with what the royal family stands for. Hightower, 3 spades. Everything that Harry and Meghan are doing, and Harry's just following Meghan around. Everything that Meghan wants to do, all that political stuff, hurts the royal family, and it hurts Harry. And they're trying to separate. They want to kick them out. They need to separate. 15, 17, 29, 8 hearts. They water into wine. They need to transform this situation and get them out of the royal family. So, has the palace gone to war against Harry and Meghan? Yes. They need to get them out. This is a disaster. They need to get them out. And it's because they're reacting to the constant attacks by the woman. Okay, because nothing she does, everything she does is purely selfish just to benefit Meghan, and it doesn't benefit Harry, and it doesn't benefit Archie, and I don't believe Archie is with them. It only benefits Meghan, and it's all against the royal family. And one way to become famous is to attack the great man or great woman, and then the person attacking the great man or the great woman, in this case it's the royal family and the queen, you raise your status to someone who is almost equal to the person you're attacking. That's why people attack Donald Trump and other high-level people, because it raises their status as someone who is worthy to attack them. Are the royals, okay, so there's all this talk about the crown and how it's unfair, and they're representing Charles as a philanderer. Well, he's not really. He was just with Camilla. I mean, he was in love with Camilla, and they wouldn't let her marry her, and finally he did marry her. I don't think Charles was out there all the time, and then they're representing Diana as a bulimic. Now, Diana is not a perfect person, and maybe she was a bulimic. And I had a girlfriend who was a bulimic, and she was really emotionally unstable. Just probably the most emotionally unstable girl I ever was with. So I think that's, it's the chicken or the egg. Is it, which comes first, the bulimia or the emotional instability, or the emotional instability causes the bulimia? So are the royals actually upset at the crown, or they're just like, I mean, who cares? Because I don't think they really care. Let's look at the royals and the crown. It just seems like a battle strategy. Let's harp on about the crown. This is the royals, and this is the crown. The public is not watching the TV show The Crown and saying, oh, this is the gospel truth. This is exactly what happened. No, it's a TV production, and they're going to embellish. They're going to leave things out. They're going to put things in. They've got actors and actresses doing it. They want drama and, controversy. They want all that stuff. I don't think anybody is watching The Crown saying, oh, that's exactly how it went down. So I don't see the royals being so upset about it. Let's see. What are the royals? Player, actors, actresses, all the people hand in hand, diamond ring, 8 and 11, 19, 5 clubs. 5 clubs can be speaking with a forked tongue. It's acting, and it's not exactly truthful. I mean, if the allegations become too strident, then, there are allegations of cannibalism, kidnapping children, things like that. These allegations are a bit more concerning, okay? And then if actual proof, like Andrew associating with this man who has a private island and then set up a whole temple, a weird temple with chains and all kinds of torture devices, well then, people start to put things together because people are smart, and they're not going to be like, oh, well, that's just so weird. Maybe there's some truth to this. But Charles, we all know that Charles was in love with Camilla the whole time, because that came out of Diana's mouth with Martin Bashir. That stuff happens, okay? And Charles is kind of unpopular because of that. Okay, so that's already confirmed stuff. They're not telling you anything new. So it's just acting, and it's not necessarily very truthful. Look how red this is. They're not that concerned about it. What's going on over here with the Netflix side? Okay, and why is Harry getting blamed for Netflix? Harry's not Netflix. Harry is Harry. Man, cornucopia, all material things, roses, 11 and 13, 24, 6 spades. It's about money. I think Netflix just wants to make money, and this is what they do, and and it benefits them. It's a little bit negative, six spades. It's creating a negative relationship with the crown, but it's not a big deal. Look how red it is. Very red, very red. I don't see the crown being terribly concerned. I don't see Netflix being terribly concerned. Trinity and Roadblock. Trinity's a great work card, and Roadblock. It's a little problematic, and this adds 8, 2 spades, broken chalice. You know, a little 6 spades add, a little bit problematic. 5 clubs, not exactly honest, speaking with a forked tongue. It's a problem. They don't like it, but this is excuses, and this is what I'm getting at. This is like a battle strategy. Everybody, okay, Piers Morgan coming out and saying crazy Piers Morgan things, which a lot of people love. I love Piers Morgan, and I love how, you know, how he shoots straight from the hip. I love that about Piers Morgan because he's not afraid to say what he's going to say. But in this case, it looks to me like, you know, it's like picking lint off somebody's shoulder. Oh, look, you got some lint on your shoulder. You know, that's what they're doing with the crown. They're not actually upset about the crown. They're just like, this is a great excuse to attack Harry and Meghan. And not even Meghan. It is all about Meghan. But they're attacking Harry. They're specifically attacking Harry because Harry's the weak point. Harry is the weakness in the defense. So is the palace... So here I see the palace. What I see happening is either they need to get rid, truly separate from Harry and Meghan, or they need to bring Harry back. Okay, because they're focusing their attack on Harry. Remembrance Day is an attack on Harry. Harry wanted to lay a wreath. Okay, because he's the one with all the military titles and honors, or he was. Okay, are they trying to bring Harry back? I see them either trying to bring Harry back or kick him out. Either leave or come back. Okay, choose between Meghan and the royal family. Are they trying to force a choice between Meghan and the royal family? Because that's what I think they're doing. Are they trying to force Harry to make a choice between Meghan and the royal family? Well, here's the royal family. Tens, tens. Tens are completion. They want this to be over. They want, here's a 10. Okay, it's terrible. This connection with Meghan is horrible, and Meghan is on the mind. It's all negative. They need to break this connection. So here on the surface, we have Olive Tree, the royal family. Decisions, this way or that way. Who are you going to choose, Harry? And we have Devil. 11 and 11, 22, in front of all the people, and it's playing out in front of, like, it's playing out very publicly. And this is the problem. So the devil is malicious and will do anything. This devil is affecting the royal. You have to make a choice. It's just gotten so bad. Okay, you have to make a choice, Harry. So they're trying to make him choose. They're turning up the heat to make him choose. Manifesting, kicking him out, scapegoat and magi of the royal family. They're actively kicking him out, and it's a 10 and a 10 over and over and over. Hamster wheel is the work card. You do the same thing over and over and over, secretly working behind the scenes in the royal family to kick him out. So that's what I see happening. They are focusing their efforts toward Harry now, not Meghan, because Meghan is not really a royal family member, and she never really wanted to be a royal family member. And we're about to ask that question because other people are now saying, well, you know, Harry and Meghan didn't choose to leave the royal family. They were kicked out. And that actually looks very plausible to me. Okay, when people leave a job, they always want to make it look like they quit. Okay, and Harry and Meghan, and especially Meghan has to be perfect all the time. She's a freaking angel. Okay, so, and if you disagree that she's not the most beautiful angel in the world, then she comes after you with a lawsuit.
Okay, or she'll cut you off. She'll cut you. She'll cut you, man. She'll cut you. Okay, so Meghan, especially, and Harry want to make it look like they left, but I actually think maybe they were kicked out. They didn't have a choice, and Harry talked about this. He's like, I didn't want it to go down this way. We wanted to stay in the royal family. You know, things just took over. Meghan took over. So let's look at that. Were Harry and Meghan actually given no choice? Were they actually fired? Were they actually kicked out of the royal family? And they didn't leave of their own accord? Were they actually kicked out? Because it's looking more and more like they were actually kicked out, like they didn't have a choice. Were Harry and Meghan kicked out, or did they leave of their own accord? Kicked out. Were they fired? Were Harry and Meghan fired, or did they quit? Because they're not an asset to the royal family. Meghan is negative 26 popularity. Negative 26. Camilla is positive. No, Camilla is a 1. Harry is a 1. Charles is positive 26. 24. Positive 24. All right. Were they fired or kicked out? Solid, cornerstone, sun, exposed, fox. 5 and 12. 17. 5 hearts. Reacting to circumstances very cleverly in the foundation. Things came to light and they reacted very prudently. The queen is very, very careful. A great chess player, a 4D chess player. She is always looking way ahead. They take everything to account. They react to everything. They don't miss anything. I'm very impressed, and I very much admire the decision-making processes that go on in the palace. This is something that I've learned a lot from reading about these topics. Is their incredibly prudent decision-making processes. What's going on underneath? Karmic shift and coffin, a sudden ending, a big ending. And this is mirroring the snake. So 7 diamonds is imposed from outside. Actions and things that crop up. So clover and 4-leaf clover and snake, very difficult things that cropped up. The crown imposed an ending. So the crown imposed it. Were they fired or did they quit? Fired. The crown imposed it. Okay, they had to react to what's going on, what was coming to light, sun, in the foundation, and the crown imposed this. So they were actually fired. Now, it's not acrimonious, it's not 10 spades, it's a 4 spades. But here, as time has gone on, and this is how they make decisions, it's become a 10 spades. And they have to get, it's like cancer. Okay, you can't just leave the cancer there. You got to cut the cancer out. You know, they're like, this is killing us. This is horrible. This is killing us. Okay, that's what's going on. So at the time, they were just reacting to what was brought to light, and they did impose. The crown has maintained control at all times. The queen and the crown have maintained control. So Harry and Meghan didn't quit. They were pushed out because the crown has maintained control. So what do we have? Okay, is this a PR battle now? Yes. Okay, the gloves have come off. The gloves have come off. And they're trying to put an end to this nonsense, this circus that is Meghan. They're trying to get Meghan and Harry out in the same way that they got Wallis and Edward out. They neutralized them as royals. They completely neutralized them and they became completely irrelevant. And Edward was a king. Edward was a king and they made him irrelevant. That's incredible. Harry is so much less than a king. Can they do it? They can do it. They need to get this, they need to remove the problem of Harry and Meghan because they're just such a problem for the royals. They're a constant stream of bad news for the royals. And you know, I mean, when you're doing a boxing match, you don't win. Usually, you don't win with one big punch. You know, it's usually a series of punches, and they just keep punching the royals. And if they punch them, if they get hit enough, one of those blows is going to land and be a big one. Okay, so along the lines of, is it a PR war? How upset are they about the crown? They're not that upset. Look how red it is. The royals are not that upset. The Netflix is just doing what it does. It's a small problem. It's an annoyance. It's an annoying fly. There are some problem cards here, but very few. It's just the only one showing is 5 spades. They're not that upset. They're using this to attack Harry and Meghan. Okay. Are they trying to force a choice for Harry? Yeah, the devil is the worst card. The devil associated with the family, the rooting family. They're trying to make a choice between the devil and the family. Choice between the devil and the family. And devil is just a characterization. It's Meghan's actions are all completely negative toward the crown. So, and she's seen as malicious. Here's the royal family kicking him out. So he either needs to come back or get kicked out. And if he's going to stick with Meghan, he's going to get kicked out. He's going to have to be completely stripped of his titles and kicked completely out. Were they fired or quit? It was imposed. The crown was in charge the whole time, but it's a movable feast. It just keeps progressing, and now it's to the point where they want to put a complete end to it. So I do see the royals having gone completely to war. That on Meghan's and Harry's side with the Sunshine Sacks people, it's gotten really ugly. And now, with their accusations, the Rose Hanbury, they'll do anything. It's devil energy. They'll literally do anything to attack the royals and to demean them and to put them down in the eyes of the public. Okay, so now the crown, the gloves are coming off, and they're really starting to fight the war the same way that Harry and Meghan are fighting the war. They're not playing around anymore. So I think it's going to get a lot uglier in terms of what the crown is willing to say about Meghan and Harry and the news that they're willing to put out. And I did hear that, some of the porny stuff about Meghan is back on the internet. They cleaned all that stuff up when she became a duchess, and that's coming back into the internet, and they're not protecting Meghan anymore because Meghan has a past. That's how I see it. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination, Fortune Telling, The Magi Method. Find the book worldwide on Amazon and Kindle and paperback versions. Find the full color card deck used here on Etsy/Magi Method. Many thanks to the generous folks who bought me a cup of tea. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and comment.